Tonight, reaction as a new book sheds light on the dysfunction going on at the Democratic National Committee when local Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz was in charge. Her successor, Donna Brazile, out with a new book alleging the DNC fixed last year's primary against Bernie Sanders in favor of Hillary Clinton. Today, President Trump sent out a series of tweets, including this one, that said, quote, "The real story on collusion is in Donna B's new book, Crooked Hillary Bought the DNC, Then Stole the Democratic Primary from Crazy Bernie." Now, Brazile, who's the former interim DNC chairperson, responded with her own tweet. She said, "Mr. President, please go back to attacking me. It's better than having my own words scrambled and spewed out by you." Today, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi was asked about the claims.
You know what? You haven't heard me relitigate last year's election. I wasn't involved in the presidential. I'm only looking forward. This is about the future.
All right, CBS 4's Jim DeFede is here. And Jim, a lot of damaging information about the DNC, about Debbie Wasserman Schultz, but is there anything here that points to any illegal activity?
It's questionable. You know, obviously the way that they sort of moved money from state parties to the federal government, to the federal party, to the DNC to be used by Hillary Clinton, that sort of skirts close to issues related to money laundering. But right now I haven't seen anything more firm on that. It's interesting just listening to Nancy Pelosi there, and the reaction you're getting overall has been this idea, we're just looking ahead, we don't want to look back. That's the reality, though. The reality is if you want to look ahead, you better deal with what happened in the past. Because, for instance, there's a big governor's race in Virginia coming up early next week. Now, there are a lot of Democrats who may not feel as if this is the party that they want to truly support and may feel shafted until there are actual reforms. So if you're a Democrat and you worry about what's going to happen in 2018 and 2020, you better fix these problems and show Democrats that you are actively working on them and not just ignoring them and saying, we're going to move forward. If you don't take care of the problem now, it's going to fester and grow. Now,
Debbie Wasserman Schultz is accused of being a terrible administrator that did a terrible job running the DNC. Has she responded to this?
She issued a statement that had nothing to do with Donna Brazile's book. It was, again, one of those statements that talks about how she's focused on defeating Donald Trump in 2020 and looking ahead. Again, you cannot chart a course forward until you repair the problems in the past. That Bernie wing of the party, or Bernie Sanders wing of the party, the folks who support, Elizabeth Warren, right. These are people who feel aggrieved. Tom Perez, the current DNC chair, is not going to be able to do the job he's going to need to do until he cleans house and fixes things. And I'm actually not even sure Tom Perez will survive this, even though it wasn't his responsibility. Look, Democrats are horrible right now when it comes to fundraising. The Democratic Party is near shambles in terms of being broke. I think this is part of it. The Bernie Sanders wing of the party knows how to raise money in micro donations. The Hillary side of the thing only did it through mega donors. A lot of those mega donors are tired of giving money to a losing cause. That's the problem. They either get their act together. We talk a lot about the problems on the Republican side. Democrats have it far worse.
And you got the midterms. We'll be here before you know it. Jim DeFede, thank you very much. I'm sure you're going to talk more about this on your show. Be sure to tune in this Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Facing South Florida. Jim's guest will be Tallahassee Mayor Democrat Andrew Gillum, who is running for governor.